Hey there, welcome to another mini tutorial from the Happy Journals PLR Club. The point of my mini tutorials is that you learn something actionable in 5 minutes or less. We'll mostly focus on PowerPoint, but we may dabble in other things too. After this tutorial you will know the easiest way to create lined pages in PowerPoint. I'm confident you'll be able to create a lined page in under a minute. There is a checklist to go with this video. If you want to keep it for future reference, download a copy below. Okay, let's get started. Many people come to me after doing a spell with Canva and discovering that creating a lined page on there can be a pain in the behind. Everyone always wants an easier way. Luckily I have one for you. So, we've set up our page size to be 8.5 by 11 inches. If you don't know how to do this, this works with any page size, but check out my mini tutorial on how to do this, I've linked it below. First up, we need to go into the Insert tab up here. The second tab in. Then in this tab, we're going to click the Big Table drop-down button. When this drops down you'll see a load of squares that you can hover over to select your table size. Right now, we only want one column. And we'll go for 8 rows. But we'll probably add more later. So, highlight the squares. Then click to select. Immediately, you'll get a very blue table. Don't panic. We're going to make a whole lined page out of this. So, first up, pull the sides of the table so it becomes full width. But leave some room on the sides for margins. Then move the table up to the top of the page. Now, we're going to go into the Table Design tab. You'll only see this tab if you have a table selected. Make sure you have the whole table selected. Check to see if you can see a blinking cursor anywhere. If you do, you'll only edit the design of one cell. So, click the outer selection box to select it all. In the Table Design tab, you first want to change the background color. So, we'll move to the right and click on the arrow next to where it says Shading. Here, you can choose any color. But for now, we'll click on No Fill. Next up, we of course want our lines, which we'll use borders for. But, one of the biggest mistakes I see people do is making their lines too thick and too dark. 1 point width may not seem very thick, but unless you're creating one of those learn to write books, I'd say it is too thick. Bear in mind things look different on paper compared to on screen. So, first, we want to click into this pen weight box and choose your line thickness. For a normal lined page, I'd go for 1/2 point. But 3/4 might work for you. I also don't recommend having anything in absolute black. It makes everything feel a little harsh, especially if you're creating a journal. So, go into the pen color drop down here. Then, personally, I usually select the third color down in the black column. This is 25% lighter than absolute black. Great. Now for the actual lines. Another mistake people make is not realizing that these lines are currently white. This will be more important if you're taking your lines to the next level, which we'll cover in a different video. But, very simply, these lines will always be white until you tell them not to be. This means that selecting just inside borders, from the borders drop down won't always be enough. Yes, it will change the inside lines to black, but you'll have leftover white lines around the outside. A simple recipe can fix this. First, select all borders from the border drop down. You now have all the lines. Next, go back and click on outside borders to deselect them. Finally, I always put the bottom line back. So, go back in and select bottom border to put it back in. Doing this makes sure the only lines you have are the ones you can see, no sneaky white lines hanging around. Last but not least, go into the Table Layout tab. Again, you'll only see this tab with a table selected. Then, towards the left, click on the Insert Below button as many times as you need, to add more lines to your page. And that's it. You now have a lined page to do with what you please. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to check below for more mini tutorials, and the checklist, too. Oh, and subscribe if you want more of this. Until next time, take care and keep smiling.